Chef John here to show you a healthy Mediterranean-inspired dish from our Step into the Kitchen cookbook. It is chard and onion pita pizza. Chard is similar to spinach in texture and a very nutritious vegetable. The pita bread will serve as an alternative to the pizza crust, so it'll be lower calorie and healthy. Okay, let's get started preparing our vegetables for the pita pizza. The first thing we'll do is slice some onions thinly. In the meantime, I've heated up my saute pan as well. Okay, then we want to coat our pan with a little spray oil. Give it a medium heat because you want to caramelize your onions, which brings the sweetness out of the onions, okay? And as you do it, crumble the onions a little bit so it'll cook more evenly. And we're ready to go. We also have some sliced garlic cloves we're going to add later. I do not recommend adding garlic when you're first cooking the onions because garlic will brown faster than the onions will. So you want to give the onions a chance to caramelize first, then you add your garlic. Okay? And whether you're making just sauteed onions for the pizza right now or making caramelizing onions for onion soup, be patient and let the onions rest in the pan. Don't be in a hurry to stir them up because you'll never get the caramelization quickly enough. Okay, so just let them rest for a while, be patient. And wait for them to brown on the bottom side before you start moving them around. And your recipe will be a little quicker and more successful. Okay, so the onions have lightly browned as you can see. And now is the time to add the sliced garlic cloves. This will give the chance for the garlic to caramelize a little bit and cook some of the rawness out of the garlic. Okay, I think the onions are about ready to go. The garlic is also softened. So now we just want to transfer this into a bowl. Okay, so now we want to lower the flame and prepare the Swiss chard for the next step. Swiss chard is a very nutritious vegetable. If you haven't used it before or tasted it before, it's very creamy once you cook it, similar to spinach as far as the mouth presence. And it's one of the most nutritious vegetables there are. We'll leave the stems out of the recipe because they'll throw off a little bit of a red liquid, and you can also find different types of Swiss chard. There's a rainbow chard that has orange stems and white stems and yellow stems and red stems, and any other time I would leave the stems in the recipe because they're delicious too. So you can actually set them aside and put them in a stir fry for later. So okay, let's get ready to saute our Swiss chard now. Just take your heated pan and spray it lightly with an oil sprayer. Add all of your chard. And it will also shrink very quickly just like spinach does, so you really do not want to overcook it, because we're also going to bake it in the oven one more time, so it's going to cook additionally, right? Okay, the chard has started to wilt a little bit. We do not want to overcook it like I mentioned earlier. And that should do it. I think we're ready to go. So now you also want to let it cool down a little bit before you use it because you can't handle the Swiss chard this hot. So we'll just slide it onto a side dish now. Get it out of the hot pan. And just let it cool down at room temperature for a couple minutes before you move on with the next step of assembling the pita pizza. So now it's time to assemble our pizza. So the first thing we want to do is brush our pita with some olive oil, just lightly. And we'll start first with our Swiss chard. And by slicing it in thick slices, it's easier to assemble your pizza that way. All right, and we'll take some of our caramelized onions and garlic. Spread that over. Okay, looking good. Now we'll just add a little salt and pepper mixture. If you like things spicier, you can also add some red pepper flakes. Okay, our pita pizza has been assembled now. We're going to place it into a 400-degree oven on the bottom rack for about 10 to 12 minutes until the pita bread is nice and crispy. Set your timer for 10 minutes. We're ready to serve our pizza. And just cut it into fours. And there you go, chard and onion pizza. Enjoy. Now it's your turn to start cooking. Pick up a copy of the SlimGenics STEP into the Kitchen Cookbook at your nearest SlimGenics location.